sitting on the bench with my sister. Melissa's with me. I see the castle and I see the gates of the castle.
Is this castle your home?
Yes. Yes, I live there.
So let's take a look down at yourself. And what do you have on your feet? Can you describe what clothes that you're wearing?
I'm wearing sandals with straps going up and a dress that's purple. It's like a flowing purple dress.
And what is your dress made of?
I think it's silk.
Does it feel soft to touch?
Yes.
And can you describe what you're wearing above the waist?
I have a belt at the waist. It's more like a corded belt. And then the neckline is like a V neckline. And I have sleeves. Sleeves go down to my wrists.
Are you wearing any jewelry?
Yes, I have gold earrings and a slim, it looks like a, not really a crown, but a slim gold band in my hair. And a necklace. And it looks like a ruby is hanging from the necklace.
So I want you to take a look at yourself in this lifetime. And can you describe to me how old you are and what colour your hair is?
My hair is brown. I'm about like late 20s. I have blue eyes. My hair is curly.
Is this a happy lifetime?
Yes. It's very carefree.
And what name do you go by in this lifetime?
Frida.
And what year is this?
$1582.
Do you know which country you're in?
Scotland.
So now I want you to take Melissa with you through the gates and tell me where you go.
When I go through the gates, looks like a market, like inside the castle, inside the walls. There are people there with bins with fruit and hay. And there's horses.
And why are you at this market today? Are you there to buy something or to observe?
To observe.
Do you recognise anyone?
There's someone there. There's a man. He has a hat. His hair is red. He has freckles.
Do you recognize this man? Look into his eyes.
It's my son. It's Aiden.
And what is this man doing today? What is his job?
He's taking care of the horses. He's taking the hay and feeding it to the horses. He has a pitchfork.
Is he happy working with the horses?
Yes, yes, he loves the horses. He's very friendly.
So let's let the scene unfold now and tell me what next happens. Tell me what happens next.
We're going upstairs, up some stone steps into the castle. We're in a room with a big fireplace.
Are you sharing a room with Melissa, or is this your bedroom?
This is my room.
It's your room.
Yes, but she's here with me. There's a big bed, like a 4-poster bed with curtains. And there's a fire in the fireplace. It's cold in the room.
What do you do to heat up the room?
There's a pan. Servants come in with a pan and put it in the bed. It's a pan with like a stick, long stick. They heat up water and they put it in the bed to heat it.
So it's nice and warm for when you go to sleep.
Yes.
What else do you do in this bedroom?
I like to sing. I have a bird in a cage.
What do you call this bird?
Harpy. He's blue and yellow.
Does Harpy talk, or does he sing as well?
He sings. He doesn't talk.
Is there anything else that you do in your spare time?
I knit. What's that with the needle and the thread where you make pictures? I can't think of what that's called.
Like a
That's what I
tapestry?
do. Yes.
And do you have many pictures that you've made?
Most are of nature.
And where are these pictures?
They're on the walls.
Do you give them as gifts?
Yes. I give them to my father. He's tall, black hair.
Do you recognise your father in the lifetime of Michelle?
He's my grandfather. My grandfather Adolf.
Do you have a good relationship with your father and your mother?
Yes.
What is your role in this family?
I'm their daughter. I'm the oldest daughter.
And what are you expected to do in this family? Or do you just live a life of leisure?
They want me to marry well and live a life of leisure.
And is that what you want?
Yes, that's the expectation.
So can you go to your mum and describe what she looks like?
She has curly hair. It's like reddish brown. She's slim. Pointed chin.
Do you recognise your mother in the lifetime of Michelle?
She's my aunt, my Auntie Cheryl.
So what role does your mother play in the part in this house, in this household, in the castle?
She takes care of the castle. She's the queen.
So she takes over the finances, or is someone else left to do that?
That is left to others.
What is your mother's name in this lifetime?
I believe it's Shauna.
And when she goes, then she leaves the castle, does everyone bow down to her or curtsy? Is she respected?
Yes. She's correcting me. She's not a queen. She's more like a duchess. She's very respected and loved. She makes sure that the castle is run correctly, that makes sure everything is running smoothly.
Does your mother have any messages to give to you today?
She says I shouldn't have a care. She doesn't want me to worry. She wants me to be carefree. But she keeps saying that I shouldn't have a care.
So is your mother teaching you the qualities of taking leadership Or does that come from your father?
I believe it's both, but mostly from my mother. She's teaching me how to treat others, how to get respect without being hated or feared. My father's name is Simon or Simeon.
And what role does your sister play in this lifetime, Melissa?
She's a lady, so just a lady of the house.
Do you have any other brothers and sisters?
I have a brother.
And where is your brother?
He is outside of the castle.
Is he working on the grounds?
Now he's gathering soldiers. So looking for soldiers.
Do you know why?
Rides a horse. For protection.
How many bedrooms does this castle have? How many rooms?
There's 10 bedrooms.
And what does
Hall. Call it the Great Hall. It's a large room with a large fireplace at the end and seating.
and what happens in this hall?
This is where decisions are made, where people come for help, people from the village come to talk to my father.
And is your family in good social standing?
Yes. The villagers feel they're fair. It's like my father is the laird. I think that's the laird.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to go to close this scene now and to go to a time when you all start eating a meal. Be there now and tell me how the meal unfolds and what happens. You're all sat down at the table.
At the table, there's like Cornish hens. My father is at the head of the table. We say a prayer before we eat. We all have our heads down and we pray. Thank God for the meal.
Mm-hmm.
Servants come and serve potatoes, like small potatoes. and the Cornish hens. We eat with our hands.
So go ahead and take a bite. Tell me what it tastes like.
It's delicious. It's so fresh. It was cooked over the fire.
I want you to listen in now to the chatter at the table and tell me what everyone is talking about.
Talking about a friend. Someone is coming to visit.
Tell me more.
I think it's an uncle. An uncle is coming to visit.
Do you know why this uncle is coming?
I don't know, something about a friar.
Okay, go ahead and ask.
He has a son for my sister to marry. It's exciting that there's excitement at the table.
Is your sister excited?
Yes. Excited and nervous. Worried. But excited. She wonders what this man would be like.
So she's never met this man,
No.
but she trusts her parents.
Yes.
It's a good choice. Has your husband been chosen for you?
Yes.
And have you met him?
Yes.
And are you happy with that
Yes.
choice?
Yes. Yes.
I want you to close this scene now, and I want you to move on to a more important scene later in this lifetime, and tell me what happens.
I'm pregnant. And I can feel the baby moving in my belly.
Do you have long to go?
Just a couple months.
And how are you feeling?
I'm happy.
And what about your husband? Is he happy too?
He is happy.
Where are you living now?
Somewhere else. Big house. Wood ceilings. Big wood beams in the ceilings.
Is it smaller than the castle?
Yes.
Do you have any servants in this house?
Yes. Not as many as in the castle. Call the castle house. This is a smaller place. We have 2 servants.
Is your house in the countryside?
Yes, it's in the country.
Are you isolated from
Yes.
anywhere or close enough to have visitors?
Close enough to have visitors.
What form of transportation do you use when you go to visit someone?
We have horses.
If you
We have
wanted to,
three horses.
3 horses. And if you wanted to travel to your parents, by what means would you get there?
We would take the horses. We would ride the horses.
So they're in riding distance.
Yes.
They're not too far then.
Yes.
Can
There's water near the house.
you describe the scenery where you are?
There's water near the house. Farms. I see a farm. Farmland. Also trees.
Are there any mountains or is it all flat?
It's flat. Mostly flat. Larger hills in the distance.
Are you near the sea or are you inland?
We're inland, but there is water close by. Like fresh water close by.
Is it like a loch?
More of like a stream.
A stream. Okay. And where do you go in your free time? What do you like to do in your free time?
I like to walk to the stream. I like to walk on the path to the woods.
Do you do that alone or with someone else?
Alone.
What type of season is it now? What kind of clothes?
Autumn.
It's autumn. Is the weather turning cool?
It's cool, yes. Not very cool though. It's not cold yet. It's like right when the leaves begin to change.
You know, the leaves
Like,
changing.
it's like September.
Okay, so let's move along in this scene now. And let's move to another part in this lifetime. Another significant part in that lifetime. Be there now. What do you see?
I see children. There's 3, 1 baby, 1 infant, but 2 like toddlers.
Are they your children?
They are.
What are the names of your children?
Henry,
Is he the oldest?
so yes,
And how old is Henry?
he's 3.
And what are the names of the other 2?
Simeon and the baby is Gavin, but I'm not sure of his name. And
So you recognise the baby
no,
as
Greta. The baby
Gavin
is Greta. Yes, but it's a girl. It's Greta.
And do you recognise your other two children, Henry and Simeon?
Henry is my brother, Ryan.
And Simeon?
Simeon. Simeon, I'm not sure.
That's okay.
It's telling me Frank. I'm not sure who Frank is.
Maybe come to that later. So how does having this family make you feel?
Happy. We're comfortable. We don't have to worry. We have enough.
So how do you manage your finances in this lifetime? What kind of emotion goes with the finances on how you feel about money?
So we get money from the land. We get money from owning the land. And the people that live on the land pay us to live there.
Mm-hmm.
But they're happy, we're happy. We all are like a big family. We all help each other.
And all the bills, how are they managed?
My husband manages the bills. So he's able to pay them with the money he gets from the villagers.
Do you recognise your husband in the lifetime of Michelle?
It's Dave.
Does he have any messages to give you today?
He says, be patient. All is well. Don't put the cart before the horse.
Do you understand what he means?
That's some joke that we had in that life. Don't put the cart before the horse.
Does that make you laugh?
Yes.
So let's go ahead now. Is there anything else left in this scene that we've missed? That we need to find out? Or are we done with this scene?
We're done with that scene.
Okay, so let's close this scene now and let's move on to another important part of that lifetime. Be there now and tell me what happens.
There's a loss, someone. My father's dying. He's in a bed. We've gathered around him to say goodbye.
Is there anyone there with him? Who else is there?
My mother is there, my husband, my sister, her husband. My brother, he's at the end of the bed. Children are in the other room. We're all crying. He can't really talk. He's old, he's lived his life. He says, find comfort in that he's lived his life. My mother is crying. She has her head on his chest. And now he's gone. We're all upset. We're all crying.
So I want you to go ahead now and close that scene. Let's move on to a later part in this lifetime, where you're much older now. Be there now. Tell me what happens. How old do you feel?
50s. 55.
How old are your children?
They're in their 20s. I'm a grandmother. I have 2 grandchildren.
What are their names?
Henry and Elizabeth.
Do you recognise these grandchildren in the lifetime of Michelle?
Henry is my cousin's daughter. It's Emily.
So Emily your grandmother from Michelle's lifetime. She's now your
Emily is named after my grandmother. Emily is my cousin's daughter.
Okay. How are you feeling about having your grandchildren?
Exuberant. I'm so excited. The name gets carried on.
So do you have your grandchildren in your free time?
Yes, help to take care of them. They're not far. They live close by, close enough to walk.
What do you do with the grandchildren when they come to see you?
They're on the floor playing. They have like a wooden top. And we play with the wooden top.
What year is it now?
16. I think it's 1627. 1620.
Okay, let's close this
It's been
scene
2
now.
years. Okay.
And we'll move again to a later part in that lifetime when you're much older now. Be there now and tell me what happens.
It's hard to breathe. It's hard to move.
Where are you?
I'm at home. There's a cane. My hair is gray. It's all gray.
Who lives with you?
My daughter. She's come to help for a bit. She says she's come to help for a bit.
Where is your husband?
He's gone. He has already died. 2 years. 2 years before.
How old do you feel now?
'72.
What seems to be the problem with your breathing?
Just can't get enough air in my lungs. I have a cough. Very bad cough. My daughter makes teas, like herbal teas. She has herbs from her garden to make the tea.
Is this a special gift that she's learned on how to do herbal tea?
Yes,
Does it help?
just a bit. It doesn't make it subside though. This is like, I feel like it's towards the end of my life.
Okay, so let's move on now to a scene just before you take your last breath. And tell me who's there with you and what's happening. Detach from all feeling and emotions. No pain. Just an observer.
Feel my chest hurting. My daughter is next to me, rubbing my arm. My son has come. He's looking down at me. He's crying. Taking my last breaths. I'm telling them it's okay. I love them. I see my grandma and my husband.
What are they saying to you?
They're saying, come with me. To bring me into the light. I could see the bed where I was laying. They tell me I've done enough.
Do they have any messages, any final messages for you today?
They say that was a good life. You didn't have to worry. I let others worry. And I didn't worry about the money. I let others worry. I didn't have to bear that burden.
So is this a good strategy, do you think?
Yes. Yes.
So is this the lesson that you learned from that lifetime, or was there others?
There are others, but that's the biggest. To let others help, to let others bear the burden, not put it all on my shoulders.
Sounds like a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to get a happy life in that lifetime, it succeeded. It was a wonderful life.
Yes.
So now it's time to move to